All right. Well, FPL is back after an international break. I did a load of these during pre-season where we were looking at people's teams before Gameweek 1 deadline. They did really well. People seem to be really appreciate them. When I do my deadline streams, people put their IDs in the chat and ask for team reviews. So I thought, why not do it on a live stream? So I'm going to do my best to get to everyone that's in the chat. I'm going to use Fantasy Football Hub for this. So the way I do it, the only way I can really do it now is by submitting your FPL ID in the chat. Pre-game week 1, you could send me a screenshot of your team on Twitter and I could input into Fantasy Football Hub, but that's changed because the idea of the tool is that you manage your own team in it. So there's no point submitting a screenshot, if that makes sense, because it's going to be your team in this tool if you use it. But what I can do is I can reset it and then I can import a team and put your FPL ID in there. So I'll try and cover as many as we can. The way I usually do it on my deadline streams is I prioritize members first, because that's one benefit you get from being a member of the channel is you get priority team reviews. So if there's any members in the chat, we'll do them first. But how does that sound for a stream? I think that's pretty strong. Looks like we got Damien. Hopefully I've gone through how we're going to do it. Just put your ID in the chat and I'll try and get to it, mate. Paul, it's great to see you too, man. I hope you're keeping well. So much has been going on in my life in the last 2 weeks. My memory escapes me, but you were up to something, weren't you? Did you have an operation or something? I hope it all went well anyway, mate, and you're back to good health. Jack, cheers, mate. I appreciate that. We'll look at your team. Source Mac, love it. Akash Kumar, love it. We are a little bit early compared to when I planned to start the stream. To be honest, I was just sat in my room doing nothing, waiting for 7 p.m. to roll around. So I thought, why not go live a little bit earlier? So I will probably be live until about 7:30. I'm really hungry, so I'll probably get some grubbing by then. So how does that sound? It looks like Paul has put his ID in the chat, and being a member, we will look at his team. 29463. So this should be Paul. Yeah, mate, I got a bad shoulder too. Don't get me started on bloody shoulders, mate. I hope yours gets better soon. I've been dealing with mine for about 3 months now. It's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Good to be busy though, mate. I know it's annoying, but it's good to be busy. Hope the money's coming in for you, mate. Right, so this is Paul's team. This is how Fantasy Football Hub is suggesting you start. So you a 4-3-3. Verbrugge, Munoz, Tarkovsky, Pedro Porro, Milenkovic. You've hit the wild card. If you've hit the wild card, mate, in that case, it won't work in Fantasy Football Hub. And to be honest, yeah, I don't mind it with this team. But trying to think how best to do it. Are you able to share it with me in the chat, maybe? Oh, the only thing with Fantasy Football Hub is it will take your team as per the Game Week 3 deadline, because that's the last cut-off. Let's get you on Instagram. Let's have a look. You've got me on Insta, haven't you? You can message me on that. Have I got you on Instagram? I don't know, mate. I'm going to have a look for you. Paul, I remember your name. There you are. I've got you on there, mate. Just drop us a message and we'll get your team up. You've already done it. Oh, no, you haven't. I'm looking at DMs, mate. I can't see it. I just sent you a message. I'm confused. Private message. Yeah. I've just sent you a message. He's typing. Paul's typing. You can't see it because I'm not going to share. Not going to share my Instagram DMs on the stream, but we'll wait for him to respond. In the meantime, that's all right, mate. In the meantime, we'll do Lalex's team, 1859, and then we'll have a look at Paul's wildcard. Good to see you, Lalex, by the way. And we had a question from Vasil as well. Thank you, mate. I have a question for just one position in my team. I have one of Milenkovic, Anderson or Wood versus Arsenal. Honestly, mate, my gut feel is just go with Chris Wood. It's Chris Wood or Anderson for me. I wouldn't start Milenkovic against Arsenal. Also, before we get into any teams, I think that whole Nottingham Forest managerial change is mad, by the way. So they've gone from like 5 at the back, defensive Nuno ball, to playing Ange ball with a high line, 4 at the back. It's crazy. Crazy. So I'd be worried about the Forest defence. Let's put Lalex's team in. 1859. We haven't even looked at a team yet. We're 5 minutes into the stream. We haven't even looked at a team. We're terrible. So this is Lalex's team. Sells, Richards, Juve, Milenkovic, Salaverts, Dango, Drewsbury Hall, Kudus, Haaland, Watkins. Like it, mate. I'd play Van de Ven. His expected points are really low, but I think Tottenham are going to do well against West Ham. So I'd back him. I'd start him over one of your defenders. The rest of the team is actually all right. I think it's fine. Excuse me, I'd be a little bit worried about Kudus' minutes long term. I think with the signing of Xavi Simons that they've made, it's just, not too sure about that. But for this week, he'll be fine. You got Sells in goal against Arsenal, but you're not going to make a transfer to your goalkeeper. And then after that, Forest have got 2 promoted teams. So even under Ange, I think they'll do fine. It's a good team, mate. To be honest, I'd probably roll. I'd roll or transfer in a defender, maybe. But that's all I'd do. I think the team is sound. Right, Paul. Let's get that team up. What I'm going to do... How do I do that? How do I do that without sharing my DMs? How do I do that? Hang on. If I copy it into bear with, I've got a plan. My Twitter DMs aren't dodgy, by the way. There we go. We do it over Twitter. So this is Paul's team. So he's on a wild card then, I'm guessing. Is that right? Hit the wild card. Okay. Raya and Dubravka in net. I like it. The thing for me with Raya is I don't know how you feel, but I just don't like spending 5.5 million on a keeper. It feels like a lot of money. But maybe you could go for a 4.5 or a 5. Just to save yourself a bit of cash. Virgil van... I love the defence, mate. Defence is really strong. Again... If you wanted to, you could save yourself a bit of cash even in the defence. Lacroix and Munoz are definitely like the 2 leading Crystal Palace defenders. But at the same time, I think Richards would serve you really well. Like you could save yourself $1 million on Munoz and go for Richards. And then that allows you to upgrade elsewhere. Ekitike, I think the front 3's fine. I just worry a little bit about Ekitike. I mean, I'd be intrigued to see what people in the chat think. For me, Ekitike he's along with Gakpo, they're both just a minute's risk now. With Isak in the team, how are they gonna line up? I don't know, mate. To be honest with you, I don't know how they're gonna line up. But it's a strong team. I also think if I was on my wild card, I'd want to get Haaland in as well. Because you get to game week 6, it is exactly what Alex has said here. You get to game week 6, and Haaland is by far and away the best captain. So for me, I'd downgrade Munoz to Chris Richards. It doesn't get you anywhere near enough cash. How much money you got in the bank? You're planning to do Mateta for Haaland. Okay. Yeah, I'd just be a little bit worried about Ekitike. Right. People have stuck their IDs in the chat and stuff, but is it right to go from the top? Because people may have left, so I'm looking at people's teams that have left. So how about we we'll do it democratically. I'm going to do 5 I'm going to do the next 10 FPL IDs for a review from here. Freddie's just put his in. Where's Freddie? Did I miss Freddie? Freddie! Legend. Yes. Let's do Freddie's team. Thank you for reminding me, mate. Freddie, you snuck in there. I completely missed you. 3327. And then we'll open it up to the public. Good to see you, by the way, as well, Dakshin. Jack. Funny. Well, I mean, you can find out for yourself, mate. So this is Freddie's team. Sorry. What's that in my eye? Oh, bear with. Oh. That's something in my eye then. Bear with. I'm going to have a puffy eye for the rest of the stream now. So this team, Sanchez, I mean, it's great, isn't it? I think the defence is great. 2 Spurs defenders against West Ham, I think, is a good place to be. Anderson against Leeds, good place to be. Salah, Bruno, Reinders, Anderson midfield, good place to be. Mateta, it's a good team, this. I definitely don't think you need to do anything with it this week. I would, again, I think you need to have a plan in mind to get Haaland for game week 6. But it's a good team, mate. I've no comment, really. Did you have any specific questions, Freddie? Thinking about Romero to Munoz tonight. I'm not sure how much better Munoz. Oh, he could be there because he's got Sunderland. I just think Romero's a really respectable option. I think the West Ham game's really good. And he's got goal threat from set pieces as well. I'm not sure I'd make that move. I do think Munoz is going to probably score more points. I don't know. Daniel Wareham saying West Ham will score this weekend. Interesting. I'm not sure. I'd probably agree with Mateus, you know. I'd probably agree with him in terms of selling Porro first. Based on what Daniel said, they can't defend set pieces for you know what. And I think Javi Siemens is going to play for Tottenham, isn't he? I've got a feeling he gets in the team at some point. And that really negates Porro as an option. But I think Romero is always going to be good. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the clear leader for DEFCON as well. Bear with, I just spat on my mic. Sorry for that. You can clip that up and put it on Twitter if you want. We all do it. It's all happened to all of us. But yeah, that'd be my thoughts for you, Freddie. Hopefully that helps. I've got my message ready. So I've got until 7:30, so we've got another 25 minutes. I will take the next FPL ID, 10 FPL IDs in the chat for a review. All right? My pleasure, Freddie. I hope it helped you. So the next 10 IDs that go in after that message, I'll review your team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Pavel was the last one. The one thing I would say is if you're on your wild card, I can't see a wild card draft because it will know your team as per the Game Week 3 deadline. So if I need to know more specifics, like if you're on your wild card, it's going to be useless basically because there's no way of me checking it because there'd be no interface to any database. If that makes sense. By the way, before I do it, everything you're seeing here is in Fantasy Football Hub. You can sign up yourself to Fantasy Football Hub using the link in the description. Should be in the description. I get you 50% off and your money back if you don't win your mini league. So if you can prove to Fantasy Football Hub at the end of the season you haven't won your mini league, you'll get refunded. So I think that's a pretty good deal. Good to see you, Harmony. I hope everything is harmonious in your life. Oh, I put it in the wrong section. I always do that. Here we are then. Oh, Ismaila Sarr, brother. Ismaila Sarr. 1.6 million in the bank, though. Okay. What can we do here? How many transfers? I think you've got to get Ismaila Sarr, right? I think you've got to get him out. Who would I bring in for Ismaila Sarr? 8.1 million. A few weeks ago, I would have said Gakpo. I'm not sure. Sarr injury isn't, yeah, but he's bad enough to sell him, I think. Who would I get? Grealish obviously hasn't done too badly, but then he plays Liverpool in 5. Honestly, I love Rodri, by the way. So I think selling Ismaila Sarr is your move, but it's who you sell him for. I'll let the chat think of who they could get. A lot of people saying Njai, which is fair enough. It's just that Liverpool game in 5 kind of puts me off. Sarr was seen in training today. Really? But I was also going to mention Rodri. I'm not sure I have the stat here to prove it, but in the last full season Rodri played, I'm going to keep banging on about Rodri because I think he could be a really good option. In the last full season that Rodri played in the Prem, he got 18 attacking returns. So he scored 8 goals and got 10 assists, right? So we got 18 attacking returns in the Premier League. And that same season, the 23-24 season was the last one he played, wasn't it? He also got DEFCON 47% of the time. So Rodri got 18 attacking returns and DEFCON in basically half of the games. And he's 6.5 million in the game. So I would, if you're looking for a 6.5 million midfielder, I'd be interested. It's probably a little bit early for him, but yeah, it's probably Njai, isn't it? But if Sarr is fit, let's do a little bit of a deep dive on Ismaila Sarr. Let's have a look. I'm going to go have a look on Twitter about him. This is tailored team review stuff, this, isn't it? Ismaila Sarr. I spelt it wrong. Yeah, I have. That'd be why. Here we go. So here's an update. James Savrunda. Oh, get rid of that. Lucky it's just group chats. I nearly shared my Twitter DMs. Thankfully, there's nothing to see. So James Savundra, a Sky Sports journo, has said double injury boost for Crystal Palace. Ismaila Sarr will miss the Sunderland match, but hamstring injury not deemed too severe. So maybe he's back for... Could you survive? Well, I think you need to make a transfer. It's just not good enough, that team, is it? It's either a defensive transfer or get rid of Ismaila Sarr. You're probably buying Jai, don't you? Hopefully that helps you, Mateus. Let's see if you said anything in the chat. Don't like Triple City. Fair enough, mate. You're not free hitting. You don't need to. You've got Salah and Haaland. You're cooking. Or you could go Elliot Anderson and save yourself a load of cash. For me, it would be getting rid of Ismaila Sarr. That'd be what I'd do. Because even then, for game week 5, you're not going to be 100% sure he plays. Okay, Aditya. Let's restore him. Reset the team. Four, 8, 2, 9, 1, 6. It's harder when you've got when you're partway through the season to do a team review as well than it was at the start, I might add. Oh, wow. Okay. If you optimize the team, it looks like this. I think you've got to go 3 at the back with this team, haven't you? This is such a strong team. I mean, this is probably a bench boost, isn't it? I was going to say, who do you start? But this is a bench boost, mate. I'd bench boost this week. I know, like, the fixtures for your bench are not ideal, but with the players that you've got, they're all available. They're all probably going to start. It's the last week where Gakpo and Ekitike are nailed on. They've both got Burnley. I would bench boost if I had this team this week. I hope that helps you. Oh, sorry, I'm struggling to keep up with the chat while I'm doing these reviews, Paul. I reckon it's still Rob Sanchez. Hopefully that helped you. Brody Hickey, let's have a look. I'd just bench boost that team, keep it as it is, and hit the bench boost. Have a look at your team, Brody. Sal's in goal. Cucurella, Pedro Porro, Juve. Do that. Fernandez, Verts, and Jai, Reinders, Watkins, João Pedro. Ooh. The only thing with this team is you don't have a captain, do you? 5.9 million in the bank. I would do... You're probably not going to like this, but I think I'd do Bruno Fernandes to Salah, Captain Salah. I look at this team and I think you're desperate to have a captain. And I think you need to buy Salah for captain. You either do that or you do Watkins to Haaland and buy and captain Haaland. But for me, Salah's the outstanding captain this week. Hopefully that helps. JJ Games. 210 300. Oh, I keep putting it in the wrong bloody section. Should I free hit? Only got 1 transfer. Let's have a look. Let's see if you can survive. It'd be funny if you got Palmer, Sarr, and everyone. This is not a free hit. I think you can definitely... Ooh, can you? The question, JJ, I'm going to see if you're still in the chat. The question I would have for you is... You weren't first for me, mate. I will say that. You were third. On my screen, you were third. It goes back to, if you're happy to captain Haaland, then this don't free hit. But if you are uncomfortable captaining Haaland, then I'd consider doing something. I think this team's fine, though, to be honest with you. If Cunha's back in training, he will play against Man City. No doubt in my mind. He's been way too good for United not to play. To be honest, mate, I don't even think you need to make a transfer, let alone free hit. I think you can scrape by this week, I'll be honest with you. Sarr can just stay on your bench. He'll probably be fit by the time you need him. So I think that's great. Yeah. This might even be a team lined up for a bench boost when everyone's fit, to be honest with you. I think you can leave it. I think you need more Liverpool, ideally, but you could do. I don't know. I think it's fine. The thing for me is captaincy. You're saying you could do with more Liverpool. I think what you're missing here is Salah captain. And I don't see a way you do that. And also, is it worth a free hit to captain Salah? I'm not sure it is. I think you've made your bed. You've made your no Salah bed, and you've got to sleep in it, I think. It's only 1 week where you don't have him. Hopefully that helps you, my friend. We've got Arav next. 114408. It's fine. I think this team's fine. Yeah, it's another one where you're missing Salah as your captain, but I think it's viable to go without him. The alternative is what? I could consider captain Gakpo, I suppose. I think it's fine, mate. I'll be honest with you. I think it's absolutely fine. I'm just Gakpo or Haaland. That's the question. I'd probably captain the penalty taker in Haaland. I'm just going to run and get a tissue a second. My nose is a bit. We're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I always say I'd captain a penalty taker. And in your team there, that's Haaland for me. So I think you're right. Jack Meadows. Finally got around to you, mate. That's a big ID. 9979959. All the nines, mate. When did you start playing FPL? Let's have a goosey. Oh, what a team. Great team. You don't need to do anything here. The only question is, do you start Harvey Barnes over Chris Wood? I'd be worried about Richarlison as well. So I'd probably have Barnes first on my bench because you might need him. I have a feeling he's probably still the first choice number 9, isn't he, for Spurs, to be fair, but I'm not too sure how long that lasts, but for the time being, he's there. And it's just whether you want to start Chris Woods at the Emirates, I suppose. Like, will Ange Postecoglou use Chris Wood? Chris Wood scored 20 Premier League goals for Forest last season, but I don't think he's a striker that the type of striker that Ange likes. So I guess we'll see. I subbed Wood for João Pedro. Perfect, mate. Good move. I like it. Dakshin, we got you, mate. Let's get your team in. 592196. Bosh. Dakshin's team. Okay. How many transfers you got, mate? How many transfers you got, Dakshin, my friend? Let us know, because I think you need to use some. I'll wait for your message in the chat. Just one. Ooh, okay. What do we do here then? Let's see what AI says. It does make sense, doesn't it? Mark Gu to Mateta. It does make sense. Or Mark Gu to João Pedro. It just makes sense. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, Mark Gu to one of the strikers. I think that's the move for you, mate. I'd agree with those AI transfers. Mark Gu takes up a Chelsea spot as well. Not that you're desperate for one. But I quite like that move. I quite like Mark Gu to one of those. Yeah. Take your pick, really. I think João Pedro or Mateta basically as good as each other. Basically as good as each other. Right. So Dakshin, we got Dylan next. Hopefully everyone's stuck around. I've taken a little while to go through these, haven't I? We'll get quicker as time goes on. We'll get quicker as time goes on. So this is Dylan's team. Pope, Virgil van Dijk, Tosin van der Ven, Salah, Gakpo, Dango, Alanga, Mateta. Wow. Yeah, great team. The only thing I would suggest, Dylan, is, again, I spoke about it with someone else's team. It's just whether you play Barnes over Chris Wood, but you don't need to do anything with this team other than that's the decision you've got to make, basically. I think it's fine. Next week, you have a Gakpo issue, I think, in that where does Isak play? How does it work? I don't know. But this week, you're cool. I think you're cool. I think that says Akash, so we're going to reset and do Akash's team. 187 3863. Should I roll the 1 free transfer, or you got 1 free? Okay, let's have a look. Usually, I wouldn't advocate using a transfer on a defender, but under Ange, how long are you going to want Nico Williams in your team? Do you want Juve in your team? Do you want to have to start both of them this week? That's the only thing for me. If you do make a move, it's one of those two out, I think. Or you could save it if Rodgers and Watkins continue to play poorly. Yeah, that's my view. Hopefully that helps. And one more, Pavel's team. Oh, I've put in his bloody... Oh no, it's just double 6932299. There we go. Nixie, you do realise that Ange is now the manager of Nottingham Forest, right? And I'm not joking. Good to see you, by the way, my friend. I've forgotten his name. We'll go back. Pavel. Oh, I would use a transfer here. I'd get rid of Marmouche. Get in someone for Marmouche. Bench Reynaldo, and then you're cooking. Let's see what AI thinks. It's going to say Marmouche out, I reckon. Semenyo, yeah, I'd do that. Marmouche to Semenyo, yeah, makes sense. Solid move. Gets you a bit of cash. I'd do it. Marmouche to Semenyo, mate. That's what I'd do there. And then I'd bench Reynaldo. Then you got a really good team for this week. Yeah, Marmouche to, what's his name? Yeah. I know, mate. That's what we were... I was saying it earlier. I think it's a complete change, obviously, in the way that Forest play football. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. They've gone from 5 at the back, Nuno ball, to Ange ball. I know that's not the most... it's not my team. No. 6832299. Bollocks. Just started reviewing some random geezer's team. 6832299. There it is. I did the wrong team. Just some random geezer's team. Hopefully this is your team. It's good, mate. How long's Palmer out for? Because the obvious transfer is to sell Cole Palmer this week, right? But if he's back very soon, I'm not sure what I'd do, to be honest with you. Because you might want him. You could just do Palmer to Semenyo here, bench Murillo, and then just go with that. Or bench Juve. I'd just do Palmer to Semenyo, I think. Yeah, Palmer might be back. You're probably waiting for Palmer news, really, because if Palmer's fit and plays Brentford, he's a good option. Yeah, it's only a short termer. I'd wait and see what's up with Cole Palmer, to be honest, mate. You might be in a position where you don't need to do anything. Genuinely. I mean... Yeah. What are you saying? 3 free transfers. For Chelsea, it does. That's quite funny, that, isn't it? Yeah, so if you sell Palmer, you won't be able to buy him back. That's the only issue. I don't know about Strand Larsen. Saar is going to miss this week, but the injury is not as serious as first feared. So he's out this week, could be back for next week. Flipping heck. I think, honestly, I wish I could help you here, Pavel, but I think you need to wait for the press conference because it all depends on if Palmer is good to go or not. I'm sorry to not give you a straight answer with your team, but it entirely depends on whether Palmer's fit. If he's not ready, I think you sell him for Semenyo. But if he is ready, you just start him, you know? I'm sorry not to give you a straight answer, but it really does. Keep your eye on the Chelsea press conference, I reckon. Right. I did say at 7:30 I've got to go and get some tea, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. We've been live for 36 minutes. We did 12 team reviews in that time. It didn't necessarily use the start of the stream most efficiently, but hopefully that was helpful. Most of you probably seen a team that's relatively similar to yours or someone with a relatively similar dilemma to you. So hopefully that helped. You enjoyed it. And I will be back bright and early Saturday morning for the Game Week 4 deadline stream. And then the content begins again for another few weeks because it's the end of the international break. So yeah, I'm off to get some dinner. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And on your way out, if you could please leave us a like rating. I'd really appreciate that. Let's see if we can hit 50 likes before we leave the stream. So yeah, cheers everyone.